Hearts of Hope, we have Coach Didi Dramani to speak to us. We take his initial comments and the questions can follow. Coach, your take on today's game?
I think that it was an open game with so many aspects of the game evolving in terms of a lot of transitions from both sides, and we know they have their strengths, and we know what our identity is, and we know what our strengths are, and so we stick to what our strengths are, and we try to cope with what the opponent has, because there will be times when you have to sacrifice, there will be times that you have to be showing more commitment, and there will be times that you have to play collectively. And I think that when it became more necessary, we played as a team, we played necessarily, collectively in terms of sacrificing to do more. And for me, I think that my players were more tactically adaptive in terms of how we kept changing so many things due to lack of players in some key positions, so these two games that we played, we just managed the games in terms of the personnel around. But I think that the game gave a lot to tell that we should continue evolving our football from tactical and then from playing expansively. I think that it was a good performance by both sides.
Coach, can you share with us your identity and your tactical?
Okay, our clear identity of play is that we need to play cognitively. Cognitive in the sense that every decision that we make should be something that is deeply thought about, and we clearly have a direction that is on our culture, our behaviors on and off the pitch, our behaviors in training, our behaviors in so many aspects of the group, that we think that it is about the team, not about the individual. And in terms of our philosophy, we're looking at to make sure that it's the team that makes the player and not the player making the team. So that is deep, and we take a lot of references from the 5 top leagues in Europe and also the Champions League. So many aspects that we're doing is an evolution. It's an evolution in the sense that we are moving away from the concept and introducing a concept, and that one, it doesn't take 1 day, 2 days, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It takes an everyday and a reoriented mindset, and that is why, if you heard my interviews, I said we all need to align. There will be difficult moments, but if really we want to play football that need to be enjoyed, that need to be processed, that need to be marketed, then this is how it has to be, because we have to be deliberate. And so the deliberation is that this is how we have to go. We have to be consistent. The consistency is that you see us doing the same things all over and all over again. The culture and the playing philosophy is to try as much as possible to play more possessive, more compact, and trying to press higher so that we can win the ball in the opponent half. So laziness doesn't fall within. You see that I've not even spoken about the style of play. The style of play has another chapter that one day will open to that.
Are you comfortable with the 1-0?
I think for results' sake, we will say yes, because sometimes you need a half goal to get a 3 points. Sometimes some phases of the game don't know how good you play. They don't know how developmental you are. They don't know how progressive you are. All that they understand is that they interpret everything by what? But outcomes, positive outcomes. And we are in the top liner league, which deals with what? Who deals with outcomes and the failures and other aspects. So yes, one goal gives you 3 points. I think in Doma, if we had 1 goal, we would have had 3 points again. Today, 1 goal giving us 3 points. And I think that the good aspect is that we are creating more. And once you are creating more and you are scoring, there will come a time where we begin to score more, when the confidence level had risen up, because the player knows that when he gets into that area, he scores. So the confidence level is hooked up, and then we can make amends.
Coach, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too.
What's the issue with Benjamin?
Benjamin has just trained. He trained last week throughout, and so he's about 70% okay. Yeah, he's 70% okay.
Is he going to make?
Yeah, he played our friendly game. He played 30 minutes. So you know how we go about it. We try to integrate the player, gradually, so that he comes. He goes out with a we would say force, by force majeure. So he has to come back integrated, and so he's coming back stronger.
I also noticed that the team sheets today, there were no midfielders on the bench.
We don't have them.
How many of them are you expecting back for the trip to Mediano?
Oh, I think that I hopefully Afrani might be back because he was serving a suspension through a third card, and then we'll be missing maybe George also, which is a big blow. George Parker will be missed, and then we'll see how the week goes on Rafael Aponsa. Kwesi Asma is also out. Hussein, as you are aware, he's serving a 3-match ban, and so it's a depleted department, but nothing to worry about.
Does this force your hand to want to make a midfield signing?
Oh, I think that whether they were ready, they were in or not, definitely there have been areas that we think that there's a need. Sometimes when you are beefing up, you are not just beefing up because of the league, you are beefing up because of progression going forward in terms of the years ahead of you, in terms of players who are aging and players who have more. At least I have many of my players whose contracts are running up to 2027 and then 2028, which is very positive, So just about 4 are running out in 2006, I'm sure when I begin to mention some dates, somebody will say, "Hey, how did he know?" Like 10th June, and then 11th June, 30th June, and another one is 30th April, 29th September, and this I've started having individual talks, reviews in terms of their IDPs, so that I'll get into their heads, and then to get to feel how he feels this period. You need to give him a chance to express himself, how he feels this period. Going forward, what do you think? The player should tell you that, "Coach, I want to continue to work with you."
Final question, Coach. Today's win means that you are level on points with Didi and Stars, even though you are second.
Honestly, I don't even think about it.
Well, but we do.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I don't really think about it.
But a big part of that has to be the away form, which you are now arrested. What are the chances of this team finishing ahead of everyone?
Well, I think that we pick. I think that I've said time and again anytime I have the opportunity to interact with you, that we just need to continue to be very consistent. We need to improve in decision making in key areas, and once we are improving, and then because we are working on that, we are very confident that we will improve in those aspects. My players will tell you that there are things that I've said from day one up to date. When we are training, I say I'm so hard on them when we are working on these aspects, because that is where the mentality can change. That is because I don't make decisions when the game is on. The only decisions I make is tactical decisions. That I have to bring Gordon Kujo as a left back, push Ransford up to stop the opponent. I have to bring Baba Adamu, bring Kujo in the middle, keep Messi not from his wide position, but just in front of the two. These are all tactical elements which coaches will do. But when Asibe has to go in the air to make a header, to intercept, to make a pass, to block, I don't make those decisions. It's a player, but I give them the cues in terms of insistence, in terms of creating, scenarios for them to see it, that when the ball goes back, we need to get up with the ball, and we need to look at each other. When there's transition, we need to drop and face each other until we can hit the 22-meter mark, when we can close and block the shot. Those ones will bring the cues, but they are supposed to make the decisions. And that is why I always insist that we still have a lot to improve. And then the most important aspect is that we want to grow. We don't want to grow as a person, we want to grow as a group. A young player who is a center back, irrespective of the top level center backs that I have, I still will bring him because of developmental purposes, because of marketing purposes, because we need to think development and we need to think about marketing. Because marketing in the sense that you need to have a club that is also able to transition players. So if you find a talent that shows that in 2 years, in 3 years, he's going to be a bigger talent. Why not? So irrespective of how you have depth in one particular area, if you find a talent that is untouchable, why not? It's so important. It is also very important to acknowledge that irrespective of how we have not scored so many goals, but I think that in terms of our way of defending, it's our front line who starts our defensive awareness. It's our midfielder who starts our defensive awareness before the back line will finish the situation. So it's a comprehensive approach that when we are beefing up and thinking about relevance now in the future, what we need now and what we need for the future, because we need to have an evolving team, a team that can stand, the test of time, that the team can stand for the next 3 years, and then you can say that you heard me talking about players who have 2027 and then 28. It is good to have that longevity in terms of players' adaptations, so that when you are doing things, it doesn't look like you are doing this. You are going to be introducing new things to new players. You should be repeating things that people understand, and that is how we can transcend this to our youth team, so that when a player is coming from our youth team, he has nothing to worry about. Already he knows that the transition is easy. But now, as I speak now, it's not so. When somebody comes in the youth team, sometimes they laugh at the boys because they see that it's not easy. It's a difficult task.
So, Coach, just a follow-up to that. So, from what I'm deducing from the explanation you just gave, it means that House of Folk is sharing more from, say, winning the league towards grooming and development of players. And I feel that this is more of, for lack of better words, I mean, House of Folk is a big club, and
it doesn't matter.
At the start of the
Real Madrid,
yes,
Real Madrid, Arsenal, Man City, Barcelona, they still develop. We should try to change our thinking in terms of development. When someone talks about development, it doesn't mean he doesn't want to win. Whether you want to win the game or not, you still have to develop. How do you develop? The player is not able to make up some decisions. What do? You have to go back to the basics. Your team is not playing in a certain way that you would have wished the team to be playing. You have to develop. So development doesn't mean that when somebody speaks about development, it doesn't mean that because I'm thinking about development, like some people will say that he's a development coach. Every coach is a development coach, because in everything that you have to do, you have to develop. Because you have to improve sessions of the team based on your style of play. You have to improve sessions of the play based on the player's talent. So if the player's talent is athleticism, you have to improve it. He doesn't know that he's quick. He doesn't know. He just sees his football and his play, and you pick him because of his athleticism. So you have to make him aware of it so that you can self-regulate what he has. Now you have made him aware of what he has. Look at Hamza. How big is he? But he's mobile. That is his talent. That's his talent. So you make him more aware of it, and then you try to work on that one, then he becomes more proficient in that aspect. That is development. That doesn't mean you don't want to win. You still want to win.
Okay. And Coach Augustine Kwanzaa, you moved to University of Ghana in your last 3 games with 1-1. And
maybe we have to stay here.
How different is it playing here and the Accra Sports Stadium?
I don't know. I just cherish good pitches. From where I'm coming from, I see that football has to be respected and football has to be played on a very good pitch, so that players' injury situation can be managed, so that players can have fluidity of the game, so that fans can enjoy the game, so that the game can be so quick. This pitch, for instance, if they had watered it, passes can go so fast, because that is how you have to train. And when you train, if you train like that, then you can play in this aspect. So I think that, for me, I think that yes, it's good. If he has given us the results, we should stay playing here. But I just cherish good playing on good pitches. And now the Legon pitch, to be honest with you, shows some interesting aspect. But still, we can still do better. So we all have to support so that we can take care of the pitch very, very well, so that Accra Sports Stadium can rest.
Coach, the one goal project, is it okay?
Honestly, I don't know what one goal project is. I think that this game, for instance, we deserve to score more than one. Yes, sometimes you cannot help it. Sometimes you need a half goal. In Doma, we needed just a half goal that could give us the 3 points. If there was something like that, we would have gone for it. Unfortunately, there's nothing like that. So if that one goal will give you our game against Bibiani, our game against Hohoi, if we had one goal, Sodo All Blast, if we had one goal, I believe that still our goal margin would have been better. But I think that it is always good that when you have a positive outcome like this, it builds the confidence level of the players who you are insisting that they should play with courage. So they are playing with courage and they are not getting outcomes. What do you think? Because we are thinking about confidence, but it's not about confidence. It's about courage first. Then you are able to do it, without fear, and then that confidence to do it becomes proficient. Then you see that he gets into that area, he knows that, oh, I've scored about 5 from this situation, I can still do it. Then that confidence comes. For now, I don't tell them play with confidence, I tell them play with courage. I insist more on their courage, how they can take risks offensively, how they can play safe defensively, how they can be creative on their own to make better decisions. And I think that we are grooming them. And so, irrespective of how younger or older they are, still think that if there's something that he didn't have, be deliberate and be upfront with him, and then have more confidence with him. Let him realize that he needs this. You saw him years before, right? Is he the same person again?
He's a much better player.
Yes, he passes the ball, he moves in, he puts the ball in behind when he knows there's that space. If there's no space, he plays in front, he steps forward with the ball. Because we are not just grooming them just to play in our league here. We are grooming them so that they will also take up challenges by moving further with their career. And that is how we can develop our football. So, yes, again, I still use my word again, develop. Whether we are in the top league or what, every stage of the game, you still have to develop.
Which final question for me? You're not second on the league table. The next game is against a team that former champions and a team that you are tipping to win the league. That's Mediana.
You, right?
Pardon me.
The team you are tipping. Okay, including you, because you are saying it. So you cannot excuse yourself. You agree with me?
Just how important is it to make sure that at least you get points from them?
I think we will fight for the points. Every game that we play, we go to fight for the points, and it's not just going to present yourself. It's going to compete. So we are fine. We know how strong they are, and for now it's just to reflect on this game and then pick the positives, and then look at the challenges and then the learning parts and then move ahead.
Share with us your take on the game.
Send a game you buy, you can everything a mess, say, Mama, and community, and but to say about the game, we're in Christmas, December morning, so now as a game, you really addition supporters and so then you're mercy.
It's basically a team in a second. And then I know that part of their fans they can say more of hopes in terms of winning the league. But because the money hope for and Omunya to us.
For Premier League now, games, I thought that Sana game, I thought that Nigeria, I thought that because League na yebona, enye single game pen na yebona League na kona we League na yebona kwa Samartex no. Yeguso ayebo. Nti game bi emu be den, game bi emu be emre. But ni nyina achi no with almost support no ene na betimi aboa ama league no 18 teams ni nyina fight for no yes we betimi a fight for bi but in all no we are doing our best this season and to see the outcome at the end of the season.
And the man of the match and I'm moving atmosphere no dressing room after the win not at the and then how important is this win just before the game against Medium, one of the toughest sides our league no match not goals. And also
say yeah for our game game after game and game bia combo bia no we make sure say we are going out there to do our best and also to see the outcome. So it's a game after game. So and yeah adibia esheda yedibia mai.
And then do you have any Christmas message for fans now?
I say I think this is the last game for 2025 yedi we na mediama game no akoye early next year January, and win we no yedi win we no my win game way e my supporting as Christmas gift, and you say omofa win we endi bronya afi, and medal must na at the same time so no mesro mo say dan dan nyina omonko so no monkan ho, cause say be game na say hu mo park ni bebre sana my confidence na ekosro say game no yentimi enyine ho na yembo game no enwene fa emom, entimeda has supporters omo Ghana anywhere ase afa na nyina say omonko so no omontayechi, cause without them no we the players cannot only do the work.
How do you feel playing at the legal pitch?
Say pitch there, say obo pitch so na say nkunimdi eba anije ne ba nti pitch bia ye boso bia no ya anije say ye boso but say nkunimdi eba wa amaya it's okay you go so ye bo, cause ye game na ye bo no this season no any good pitch bia ye benya bia no we make sure say we play what ya chire we training grounds no, because most of the supporters no omuntimi training grounds, so it's only when we are playing a league game and a baby omuntimi hu ne ye wo pobma ho no, and ya bedo o masese o monkoso ana o montage.
Last question. Hearts of Folk about 5 matches away from home. The 5 matches in current no more than first for 13 points. Mediama last 3 matches are money mediama more we need to more lose one. Confidence are more because I game on the back of me winning ever had.
Send a medican kind it's a match after match, game after game. So we the game no more say ye bomb match and say nyame be adoma ebetimanya 3 points no, but in football no is a 3 things, it's either you win, you lose, or you draw, and say ye game no more ye say ye win game no, but at the end of the game no outcome be a baby yes, so because a win, lose, and a draw, the outcome be a baby yes, so